Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to County Court at Law number 6 and the Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court. Motion to revoke docket. It is approximately quarter to noon on Thursday, the 2nd of September, 2021. Are we ready on Daniel Lucio, Mr. Coronado?
Ready, Your Honor.
Okay, it's cause number 639362, State of Texas versus Daniel Lucio. This is a motion to revoke community supervision. Mr. Lucio and Mr. Coronado, I need you to identify your signatures on a couple of documents for me. The first one titled Defendant's Consent to Motion to Revoke Hearing by Video Conference. In fact, Mr. Lucio, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Mr. Coronado, as attorney for Mr. Lucio, is this also your signature on this document?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Thank you. Next document I have is entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, which is marked, quote, is a revocation of the defendant's community supervision, and the defendant has a right to appeal the court's actions revoking the community supervision, but not the underlying conviction. Is this also your signature on this document, Mr. Lucio?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Coronado, as attorney for Mr. Lucio, is your signature also on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
My understanding is this is going to be an uncontested motion to revoke community supervision. Is that accurate, Mr. Coronado?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Mr. Lucio, in cause 639362 on the motion to revoke community supervision, how do you plead, sir?
Guilty.
True.
Court accepts the plea. True with an explanation. Fair enough?
Fair
Yes,
enough.
sir.
Okay, Ms. Gross, once again for the record, representing the Bexar County Criminal District Attorney's Office, Assistant Criminal District Attorneys Guillermo Flores and Megan Galloway. Representing the Bexar County CSCD is Ms. Susan Gross, who I remind is still under oath. Ms. Gross, would you please advise the court and the party to the status of Mr. Lucio's probation?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Lucio has been reporting as directed. However, the last time we saw him was June 21st, so he has missed the last 2 months of reporting. He has not made any effort to make any payments. He has a balance of $1,240, and he is delinquent $488. We have no proof of completion of any of his 48 hours community service. He is currently on the SCRAM device and has no reported issues. We have no proof of enrollment or completion of DWI education, victim impact panel, or the CAPSNP programs. He has 1 positive drug test for opiates and 1 failure to submit. He tested positive for the opiates on April 30th of 2021. As reported to his officer, he started a methadone program on May 27th, 2021. His prior arrests include theft, $750 to $20,000 of a vehicle, robbery, threats, theft, $20 to $500 by check, and an assault, bodily injury, family. His officer is recommending that he be placed on weekly drug testing and that he begin all programs within 30 days. This is his first violation report, first motion to revoke.
Coronado, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, we're requesting to go along with the recommendation of the probation officer, weekly UAs, and continue him on probation. He's been in jail right now 45 days straight, and he's wanting to get out and show that he can do what he's supposed to do on probation.
He's been in jail. My record shows 51 days on this case. That sound right?
Yes, I just estimated 45 to 51.
Yes, Your Honor.
And would the defense agree with the court that on April 30th, 21, the opiate positive was for heroin, probably?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, fair enough. State recommendation?
Stay with probation's recommendation, and we also ask for substantial compliance with the DWI courses as previously ordered by the court.
So he went on probation March 22nd, 2021, plus or minus.
Yes.
And that's in April, May, June, July, August, and just started September. So 5 months, and we haven't done any programs. Can you explain that, Mr. Coronado?
John, he paid $100 to get on the to do the DWI education program, but it was on Zoom, and he was telling me that he could not get his device to for the audio to work, and so he couldn't do it, and they kicked him out after he had already paid us $100 to register for that and the victim impact panel as well.
Ms. Gross, do you know what the original fine amount on this case was?
Yes, Your Honor, it was $500.
Mr. Lucio, on clause 639-362, the court accepts your plea of true. With an explanation, I grant the state's motion to revoke your probation. I sentence you to 6 months in the Bexar County Jail. It says a $500 fine plus court costs, credit for time served, time and money to run concurrent. I could have sentenced you for a year, but you've been truthful with the court. I don't have any rehabilitation options available for you that are reasonably going to be acceptable to the defense, because it's going to take 3 months probably sitting in jail before I can get him into SATF. That's not really an option. He's apparently had this ongoing heroin problem for a long time, and he's apparently doing okay on it recently, but I don't see an ability to address that presently. Anything? Go ahead, sir.
I was changing everything, especially since my son is coming out tomorrow from where he's at, and I'm the only one that could take care of him. So I was hoping that I would get a second chance. I ain't trying to do nothing bad, just to work and complete all my things that I need to complete.
You've had lots of chances, Mr. Lucio. I apologize it's that way, but it's that way.
So
Best of luck, sir. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Lucio?
No, Your Honor.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Coronado.
May I go in the breakout room, my client? All right, he just left.
You bet. Okay. Mr. Martinez, you ready on Mr. Mata?
I am, Your Honor.
Clause number 640821, State of Texas versus Diego S. Mata. This is a fourth amended motion to revoke community supervision. Mr. Mata and Mr. Martinez, I first need you to identify your signatures on two documents. The first document is entitled Defendant's Consent to Motion to Revoke Hearing by Video Conference. In fact, Mr. Mata, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Mr. Martinez, as attorney for Mr. Mata, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
Thank you. Next document I have is entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, which is marked, quote, is a revocation of the defendant's community supervision, and the defendant has a right to appeal the court's actions revoking the community supervision, but not the underlying conviction, unquote. Is this your signature on this document, Mr. Mata?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Martinez, as attorney for Mr. Mata, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Judge, although we're not presupposing his revocation. It was just complying with the court's requirements to sign the document.
Understand. My understanding is that this is going to be an uncontested motion to revoke community supervision. Is that correct, Mr. Martinez?
It is, Your Honor.
Mr. Mata, on clause 640821 on the fourth amended motion to revoke community supervision, how do you plead, sir?
True.
And for the record, representing the Bexar County CSCD is Ms. Susan Gross, who our mind is still under oath. Representing the Bexar County Criminal District Attorney's Office or Assistant Criminal District Attorneys Guillermo Flores and Megan Galloway. Ms. Gross, would you please advise the court and the parties of the status of Mr. Mata's probation, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Mata has been reporting as directed. He was last seen on July 15th, 2021. He has not made any effort to make any payments on his fees. He has a balance of $1,025, and he is currently delinquent $596. He has not completed any of his 24 hours of community service. We have no record of enrollment or completion of DWI education, victim impact panel, or CATSNP. He's currently on Smart Start Mobile, which is the issue why we're here today. He was ordered to obtain a Smart Start Mobile within 5 days, and he did not get it until 7 days later. He has had 3 high bracs of 038, 015, 034, and he was put into lockout on July 26th, and then he got back into compliance, and He went back into lockout on August 26th. And when he was using the machine, he had a total of 16 skip tests. As for his drug testing, he's had 2 negative drug tests, and then he's had 2 failure to submits. He has no criminal history. This is his first violation report, first motion to revoke, and his officer is recommending that he go on a Scram device in lieu of Smart Start Mobile.
Mr. Martinez, what are you requesting?
Judge, we're asking that he be continued. A brief explanation. Mr. Mata is in a trade school to be an electrician. He also works as part of the trade school. He went from day shifts to night shifts, and that's part of his missing. His lockout on the device, Judge, had more to do with him failing to pay and then turning it off, and then he turned it back on. I've had a chance to visit with him to explain the seriousness with which the court expects him to take these conditions, especially his classes. He was putting them off because he was trying to stay afloat financially, going to school and working at the same time. And unfortunately, he gave probation a very low priority in that regard. And so that's how he found himself in this mess. He's now been in jail for about 8 days, Judge, on the MTR. The court, upon request of a bond, suggested we hear the case today, and he waited. Didn't really have a choice, but he waited till this hearing to present his situation to the court. As Ms. Gross suggested, being his first rodeo with the criminal justice system, he now understands the seriousness with which he needs to take it and get on the ball with his classes and to stay on board. So I think he can do the Smart Start Mobile, Judge. I'm concerned about the cost of the Scram because financially that's what seems to be getting him into a bind. So, but we're at the mercy of the court as to what conditions or amendments the court wants to make.
State recommendation, please.
Well, Judge, given the totality of the circumstances, Judge, the state recommends that the court enter an adjudication of guilt and revoke probation, Judge.
Ms. Gross, what was the original fine on this case, if you know?
She looks frozen, Judge.
Susan, you're frozen. I'm kind of enjoying this. How can we freeze her?
Susan?
While we're waiting for a judge, it looks like, I think he's already on regular probation. I don't think he's on deferred.
Yeah, he's on regular probation according to my record.
And yes, that's correct, Judge. My apologies.
Susan, I don't know if you can hear us, but you're frozen on the screen. Okay, now she's going to come back in, hopefully.
Yeah, there's something mechanical wrong with everything right now. Let's see if she comes back.
And Judge, while we're waiting, Mr. Mata wanted me to add, he's still in good standing with the school, but his classes start next week. And he's still in good standing with his job, of course, albeit depending on how long he stays incarcerated.
Talk to me about the school. Where is he going to school? What is he studying? What's all that about?
Your Honor, I'm a student at the JTC for the
Okay.
Union Local 60 Electrical. I completed my second year a couple months back, and I'm going to be completely honest, that's where all my focus went to. I wanted to make sure I completed. It's a 5-year course. I start my 3rd year this upcoming year, and it's been
And what degree will you receive after 5 years?
I'm going to be a licensed journeyman through the Local 60, Union Local 60.
Is that correct?
Excuse me, sir?
I said, are you going to be, or are you an electrician currently? Is that what it is?
Yes, sir. I currently am an electrician. I work at Southwest Research.
You're going to be a wealthy man if you charge as much as an electrician does. You'll do.
Your Honor,
Yeah.
Susan called me. She's trying to come back in. There's issues, but it was a $300 fine.
That's what I need to know. And my records reflect Mr. Mata has 8 days in jail, plus or minus. Does that sound right to everybody?
Yes, Your Honor. As of today, he has 8.
Mr. Mata, on cause 640-821, the court accepts your plea of true with an explanation. I grant the state's motion to revoke your probation. I sentence you to 6 months in the Bear County Jail. It says a $300 fine plus court cost, credit for time served, time and money to run concurrent. That being said, if you pay the $1,025 you owe the probation department within 30 days of today, I will waive the remainder of your jail sentence. I'm not letting him out of jail, Ray, but if this money gets paid, I won't know he's paid it. He needs to let you know, you let me know, and I'll waive the remainder of his jail sentence.
Understood, Judge. If I could, I'll speak to him about that when we finish.
And if you want to go to a breakout room and chat with him about how that works, you're welcome to do that.
Yes, I will do that, Judge.
That's the big deal today. He's not a bad guy, but he's a drinking guy. That's kind of where we're at.
Understood.
Judge, obviously I got kicked off. Can you please tell me the outcome of this case again? I'm sorry.
Susan, I accepted Mr. Mata's plea of truth and explanation. I grant the state's motion to revoke probation. I sentence him to 6 months in the Bear County Jail. Assess a $300 fine plus court costs, credit for time served, time and money to run concurrent. However, if Mr. Mata were able to pay the $1,025 he
Ray,
owes.
go ahead and join. Excuse me. I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry, what now?
I'm telling Ray he can join the breakout.
If Mr. Mata is able to pay the $1,025 he owes the probation department within 30 days of today, I will waive his remainder of his jail sentence. He's going to stay in jail until, if as and when that happens, or he serves his sentence.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
My first question was, how can we free Susan more often? I was really enjoying that for a while.
Hey,
Okay.
All right, are we ready on Mr. Garcia, please? Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
We got Mr. Aguilera. Have we got Ms. Garcia?
Yes. Yes,
Yes.
Your
Yes,
Honor.
you-
Oh,
Yes.
there she is. I got you. This is cause 640-941 and 642-648. State of Texas versus Alexis Garcia. And in cause 640-941, this is a motion to revoke community supervision. In 642-648, this is a motion to revoke community supervision. Starting with 640-941, Ms. Garcia, I'm looking at a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Motion to Revoke Hearing by Video Conference. Is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Aguilera, as attorney for Ms. Garcia, is this your signature on this document in clause 640-941?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. The next document I'm looking at, Ms. Garcia, is entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, which is marked, quote, is a revocation of the defendant's community supervision, and the defendant has a right to appeal the court's actions revoking the community supervision, but not the underlying conviction, unquote. Is this your signature on this document, Ms. Garcia, in clause 640-941?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. Aguilera, is this also your signature as attorney for Ms. Garcia on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. My understanding is in clause 640-941, this is going to be an uncontested motion to revoke community supervision. Is that correct, Mr. Aguilera?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Garcia, in clause 640-941 on the motion to revoke community supervision, how do you plead, ma'am?
I'm guilty.
Would that be true, Mr. Aguilera?
Judge, that means true.
All right. Court accepts the plea of true with an explanation. Ms. Gross, would you please outline for the court and the parties the status of Ms. Garcia's probation in clause 640-941? Before doing that, let me identify our assistant criminal district attorneys, Mr. Guillermo Flores, Ms. Megan Galloway, and Ms. Susan Gross is our CSCD supervisor who has been previously sworn. Go ahead, Sue.
yes, Your Honor. Ms. Garcia has been reporting as directed. We last saw her July 14th, 2021. We have no payments on this case. She has a balance of $20 and is delinquent $20, as this case is running concurrent with her other case, which she is on probation for, where a majority of the fees are on that case. We have no proof of completion of any of her 24 hours community service. She has completed her theft class. She has one positive drug test for marijuana, which was on July 15th, which was after 30 days of being placed on probation. Her criminal history includes the two cases which she is on probation for, which are a theft of property 100 to 750 times 2, And then she also has another theft case, which is pending, but it occurred prior to probation. This is her first violation report, first motion to revoke, and her officer is recommending that she be placed on weekly drug testing and that she show substantial compliance within 30 days.
Mr. Aguilera, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, just to add to what Ms. Gross said, I understand my client understood that their warrant had been issued and she showed up at the probation office. It was her second time ever to the probation office, knowing that there was a warrant, and they immediately arrested her on both of these charges. The marijuana hit was 34 days after she went on supervision. She's been locked up now almost 3 weeks. We were set about 10 days, 14 days ago, but while at the jail, she contacted COVID. They put her in a unit and could not make court just about 2 weeks ago. She does have 2 children at home. Her significant other, who's father of the children, has been placed in a, for lack of a better word, a mental hospital for his mental well-being, a psychiatric issue. The children are in place with her mom, who has had to suspend her employment to take care of the children. Alexis is accepting responsibility for being dirty while on marijuana. She would ask that you would follow the recommendation of the court, or of the probation office, which is weekly UAs. She has just barely got started on supervision, has not really had the full flavor of probation, but now understands that it is extremely serious.
State recommendation?
We agree with probation's recommendation, Judge.
Ms. Garcia, on cause 640-941, the court accepts your plea of true with an explanation. On the motion to revoke community supervision, I deny the state's motion to revoke your community supervision in cause 640-941. Order you continued on community supervision with all prior requirements with a sanction of 30 days, Bexar County Jail, credit for time served, judgment satisfied. Altering and amending conditions, adding the DOEP course and weekly UAs. Mick, once she shows me 4 clean weekly UAs in a row, I will put her back on monthly UAs.
Very good.
I don't know she's done that. She's got to tell you she did it. You got to tell me, and I got to get it confirmed through Susan, and that'll take care of that. Anything further from the state or the defense on Ms. Garcia in 640-941?
No, Judge.
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
If 640-941 and 642-648 were originally CC, but they are now if they weren't before. All right. In cause 642-648, Ms. Garcia, this is a motion to revoke community supervision also. I'm looking at a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Motion to Revoke Hearing by Video Conference on cause 642-648. Is this your signature on this document also, Ms. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Aguilera, the attorney for Ms. Garcia, is this also your signature on this document in cause 642-648?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Garcia, I'm now looking at a document in cause 642-648 entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, which is marked, quote, is a revocation of the defendant's community supervision, and the defendant has a right to appeal the court's actions revoking the community supervision, but not the underlying conviction, unquote. Is this your signature on this document also, Ms. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Aguilera, the attorney for Ms. Garcia, is this your signature on this document also?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Aguilera, in clause 642-648, my understanding is this is going to be an uncontested motion to revoke community supervision. Is that accurate?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Garcia, in clause 642-648, on the motion to revoke community supervision, how do you plead, ma'am?
Guilty.
Judge, that would be true.
All right, court accepts the plea of true with an explanation. Ms. Gross, are there any variations on the theme on Ms. Garcia's probation on 642-648 from cause 640-941?
Yes, Your Honor. The only difference between the 2 cases would be on her fees. She's paid nothing on this case either. She has a balance of $905 and she is delinquent $272. Otherwise, everything else is the same And the officer is recommending the same of weekly drug testing and 30 days to show substantial compliance.
On your records, were these cases running concurrent previously to today's hearings?
I believe they were. I will double check right now.
I'm gonna order it if it wasn't. I'm assuming it was. Okay, I assume Mr. Aguilar, same request?
Yes, Your Honor, no variation from one case to the next.
State, I'm assuming same recommendation you gave on 640-941?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Judge, the
Yeah,
cases are already running concurrent. That's why the fees are the way they are.
thank you. Ms. Garcia, in clause 642-648, the court accepts your plea of truth and explanation. I deny the state's motion to revoke your probation or to continue on probation with all prior requirements with a sanction of 30 days. Bexar County Jail, credit for time served has been satisfied, altering and amending conditions, adding the DOEP anti-marijuana course and weekly UAs. Show me 4 clean weekly UAs in a row and I will put you back on monthly UAs. I will not know if you've done that. You gotta let your attorney know. He'll let me know and I'll confirm it through probation. And I'm adding substantial compliance. You need to start catching up on your monies or start doing community service. You'll be given $10 an hour credit on that.
Yes, sir.
Either way you want to do that's fine with us. Fair enough?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
All right. Best of luck,
Your
Ms.
Honor.
Garcia. Thank you, Mr. Aguilera. Yes, Pat.
Wait a minute, Your Honor, Your Honor, she has that new case,
Is there a new case? I don't see a new case.
660-603. It is an at-large case. It is for a theft, 100 to 750.
It occurred prior to probation, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Go ahead, State.
Judge, I understood that to be off. It's been a year, like June of 2020 as the alleged
Right.
offense.
I know, but I just need
Yeah.
to know what's happening. Are we doing something? Are they going to?
Well, I don't know that there's even a warrant or anything for it. The last time I checked, there was not.
It's still pending.
Yes, it's just out there in the world.
With Mr. Aguilera's permission, I'm requesting the state let me TIC this case on the MTR and 642-648. But state, you obviously have the ability to just sit on it and have a new case coming in, whatever you want to do.
Yes, Judge. If you give me 1 or 2 minutes, Judge, I can just review the case real quick, just to make sure there's nothing
Take your time.
extraordinary.
And the only reason I'm bringing it is because it's out there and I hate for her to go through all of this and then down the road, something happens.
I'd appreciate that. I know it was out there, it just
Yeah, and
lingered.
we have a file for it. That's the other thing that I'm concerned about. So
He spent what, 22 days in jail on all these cases so far?
A minimum, yes.
yeah.
All right.
And then I
Ms.
think, you ought-
Garcia?
excuse
Oh, I'm
me,
sorry.
Judge, I think you ought to get 3 for 1 or 4 for 1 for that time she had COVID.
I agree.
I'm logging into the system right now.
Ms. Garcia,
Yes, ma'am.
once you get out of jail, you need to call your officer, let them know that you were in court this morning. And they're going to be emailing you 2 documents, your amended conditions that you need to sign. You'll
Okay.
send those back, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And then they're going to get you set up on the weekly drug testing and give you the information on the drug offender education program. And then you also need to schedule your next appointment since you didn't report last month because of being in jail, okay?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Actually, she showed up in August and that's when she got arrested.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a judicial determination that Ms. Garcia is not a serial killer.
No.
Thank you, Judge.
She might have serial sticky fingers every once in a while, but other than that,
Yes, I already learned my lesson and I know I take full responsibility for my actions. I know what I did was very wrongful for what I did. And like I said, I do accept admit to my wrongfuls that I've done in the past, and I am very grateful that you're giving me a second chance. And I promise you, I will not let you down. I will pay my court fees, do my weekly UAs, and I will stay clean, do whatever I got to do, especially for my kids.
Judge.
Yeah.
So yes, Judge, in the interest of justice, the state's okay. We can TIC that case. The only thing, I don't know if it's too burdensome to add a no contact condition to
We
the.
I assure you, Ms. Garcia would be excited to have a no contact condition added.
Yes, Judge,
It's fine by me. Like I said, I'll do whatever I have to do, and I promise you, I will stay out of trouble, especially for my kids, because I know I can't be in here while their dad's going through his mental issues right now, and I know that my kids need one of us with them right now, and I will do whatever I need to do in order to stay in my kids' life.
Mr. Flores, what's door, or, I mean, you say stay away, I'm assuming that's a store.
Well, yes, it's a case, Judge, with Mr. Aguilera's permission. It's a case from HEB, so I don't know if it's possible just to add a no contact condition with HEB. If it's too burdensome, that's fine, Judge.
Well, which HEB? I mean, I had asked my client about something that happened a year ago and she wasn't familiar with it, but as a condition of her continued supervision, we don't have a problem staying away from a particular HEB.
Let's say on both cases, which is clause 640-941 and 642-648, on clause 642-648, with the state's permission and no objection from the defense, I'm going to take into consideration the pending case, clause 660-603, and I'm going to add a no contact with any HEB store on both cases for the duration of probation. And Ms. Garcia, you're going to start shopping at Walmart, it looks like.
Okay, yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Judge. Thank
It
you.
might be a punishment in itself, I'm not really sure.
Okay, thank you so much.
I'll submit a dismissal, Judge, right now.
Okay, anything further from the side of the defense on Ms. Garcia?
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor, except
Ms. Garcia, thank you, Senator. I'm sorry, Mick Aguilera, thank you.
I was just going to add, Judge, that the meat is fresher at HEB than at Walmart. But we can suffer, Judge. We will suffer for it. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much.
If she does well on probation, I personally don't have a problem with early termination. The state may or may not. You have to run that by them.
Okay. Thank you, Judge. And you have a wonderful
No
lunch.
objection from us. Yeah.
All right, she's paid the price. She's got sick in jail. She's had to sit out. We're going to get you out. Just stand by, ma'am. You're going to get you out.
Okay, thank you so much.